So, hi student, welcome back, and today we are going to do one question. Okay, so this is a previous the second part of the first session, and we want to try to do this question. 75% of gallium have decay after 1 hour. What is the half-life of gallium-65? So we look at this question at here. These are the let me erase this one first. 75 of gallium have decay after 1 hour. What is the half-life of gallium? 75% actually is 3/4. 75% 3/4 times 100. Of it is a decay, so it's a 3/4. So we can look at this diagram. 3/4 is here, which is 75% decay. According to the question, go up, go down, sorry. According to the question, you decay 75% after 1 hour. So you say that this is not 10 days, this is 1 hour. So if this is 1 hour, this will be half hour. Correct or not? 75% decay In order to get half decay, you need half an hour, because here is 1 hour, here is half hour. So the answer will be half an hour. How to do this question? Maybe you need to draw. I like to draw it out so easier, because you say 75 decay. So how to do this question? First, you just draw draw the arrow. Okay, this is 55% decay. Then you draw again the arrow 75, and then you draw again the arrow 75. Then it will be more 1/8 times 7/8 times 100. Which is, let me press my calculator. 7/8 times 100. So you will get 87.5%. 87.5%, and so on. But here the question say only okay, so for 75% is 1 hour. So here is 1 hour, here is 0 hour, here is half an hour. So the answer is half an hour. Okay. I should ask you guys to pause this video, then ask you guys to do rather than I do. Okay, I want to give you another question. So you can I wait for you, or you can pause the video. Then I will just continue. Okay, practice make perfect. So I want you to try. Okay, so now I want you to try this question. Cobalt 60 decay to form nickel 60 with half-life of 5 years half-life. Calculate the mass after 20 years given the original mass of 60 grams. So try to do this question again. I will recommend you to draw out something like this. Okay, draw something like this, and try to get the answer. Of course, there are formula to do, but I think draw is easier to get the answer. I mean, you want to understand. Right now, I want to teach you to understand. We learn how to draw and get the answer first. Then only we learn the formula. Okay, formula actually after you get the answer, you can just make your own formula. Okay, try to do this question by referring to this diagram. Okay, this diagram. Okay, I give you a moment. You can pause the video. Okay, so let's try to do this question. Calculate after 20 years. So let's draw this thing. As I mentioned, I think the best way to do this question is to draw this thing. So 5 years. Given that the half-life is 5 years and you need to reach 20 years, so I put 0 year. Then arrow 5 year. Arrow 10 year. Arrow 15 year. Arrow 20 year. After draw the arrow, because it's half-life so you reduce by half. So you start from 16 gram. 16 divided by 2, 8 gram, 4 gram, 2 gram, 1 gram. So the answer you get is 1 gram. So the answer is 1 gram. After, let's say the question asks how many half-life? 1 half-life, 2 half-life, 3 half-life, 4. Let's say the question asks how many half-life. So in order to get for 20 years, actually 4 half-life. 4 half-life, 16 divided by 2, divided by 2, divided by 2, divided by 2, you get 1 gram. So that's the, if you want to do the formula, just write 16 divided by 2 times 1, 2, 3, 4. Something like that. Just create your own formula. But the main thing is to draw first, okay? After you draw, you get the answer, you create your own formula, okay? Whatever that you get the answer, you still get it correct. Okay. Okay, so yeah, because this is physics like mathematics, so it's a bit boring, but I don't know. It's sometimes also I think myself I learn to do because I'm also not doing bomb or doing nuclear, but maybe you will But sometimes you will be wondering why you want to learn this. And not everyone want to become a scientist. A graph of activity against the graph. So you want to draw a graph. How to draw a graph? Let's say usually the question sometimes asks you to draw a graph, or the question give you the graph, calculate the answer. Based on the graph, what is the half-life of P? So the question is, usually sometimes in exam based on the graph, what is the half-life of P? So we can see that P 开始的话 when P start is 800, so half-life will be 400. 一般half-life. So the question asks what is the half-life. So 400 是一般So the fourth life will be 40 seconds. Because you put second unless you put hour, then I say hour You put day, then I follow day So in 40 seconds, it will become half. As I mentioned, some is very fast, some is very slow, even takes thousands of years, million years. Some just take 0.001 second. It depends on what substance that we want to use. Okay, so we got 40 seconds as the half-life. Based on the graph, what is the half-life? Okay, so activity of half-life 1/2 times, so you get 400 BQ. 400 BQ is this one I will say BQ. Okay, so get BQ. The corresponding 40 is shown in the graph, so the half-life is 40 seconds. So this is the answer. Why some easy thing he make until so complicated I see also I feel I confuse myself. But the answer he want is 40. Just use 800 the 一般 so you get 40. So basically what is the half-life? 40 seconds easy. But in exam it depends if 2 mark or 3 mark you need to write the formula You don't just oh answer 40, yeah I get correct, yeah. You don't write like this in your exam You do some working, let's say 3 mark you put 800除2，所以不懂800除2是400 but if exam ask sometimes they want to see formula, at least you write something like this 800 BQ divided by 2 you get 400 BQ. At least you do something like this in your formula, but this is better half times 400. Just write something when you see the exam ask got more marks, usually 1 mark means you don't need to do anything, just write answer. If 2 mark or 3 mark you need to show working or write something write formula. Usually 3 mark formula 1 mark, working 1 mark, answer 1 mark. So usually it's 3 mark, maximum 3 mark. 2 mark will be answer 1 mark, either they put formula or working 1 mark. So usually I will do exam, I do 3 lah I will just write the formula, do the working, write the answer. So got 3 mark. And not only for science, for mathematics also the same, right? I'm not teaching mathematics, but you know lah your mathematics teacher, sometimes you just write the answer, you don't get the mark because they ask you to write the formula. The activity radioactive substance Q is shown in the table 8.1. Draw the graph against a paper, and based on the graph, what is the half-life Q? Oh, luckily I thought they asked me to draw, but here got the drawing. Okay, lucky. Okay, you know first step, I don't know you know or not, but this is X, this is Y. You don't put here X, Y, then you get wrong. Usually the top column will be the X and the bottom column will be the Y. And so the X is at here. If you want to put the X, is the proxy X, and here is the Y. Okay, you don't to balik. Usually the top part is the X, the manipulated variable is the X. So okay, so X, you need to time activity, put the number, put the number, put the number, draw x, then you draw the line. Usually in the exam for drawing graph is 4 mark. Okay, 4 mark. How to give the mark? This one is usually 1 mark. The labeling, student don't know, you know. You put the unit lah. How I know is minute? Usually student write time, but they didn't write the unit, so you get wrong. When you write time, you must tell me the unit. Second, hour, day. So you say you must write the minute, then you get 1 point. Activity, what? You need to write the BQ, the unit. If you don't write, how I know? It can be kg, it can be ton. So I know we must write the unit. So these are actually bonus point that students don't usually get. And the third point will be the graph. Okay, the graph must be the line correct lah. The line correctly draw, you get 1 mark, and probably the 4th mark is this one. Okay, so basically always remember 4 things. Okay, this thing 1 point, the unit lah. A student always forget to write the unit, then you draw until so difficult, you get 2 points only, because minus 2 points because you didn't get write the unit. Then the graph, the line you must draw correctly, and this one, usually the line and the whole graph is 2 points sometimes, so you get 4 points. Remember in exam like mathematics, your graph must be at least half page or big. It must be, the graph must be very big. If they ask you to draw it in the graph paper, they usually will give you a graph paper. Yeah, because if they ask this question, they will give you a graph paper. So let's say this is the graph paper, at least you need to draw, I like to ask students draw 75%, means very big, or 它的一半，最少是它的一半。Don't take the graph paper and then you draw like that then you straight away get 0 point. Then no point to do, because you draw too small. Make sure you draw your graph at least, I will recommend students 75% of the paper, means the whole paper. Don't ask me why it's the marking scheme. We just follow what the examiner asks. Okay, yeah, and some more you already pay money for your exam. Okay, take more paper, take extra paper also. Original activity. So what is the next question? Based on the graph, what is the half-life of Q? So after the graph, you very easy to get half-life, because 120的一半 half of 120 is this one 60. Oh, this is the second question. That's why sometimes I say the line is 2 mark. Sorry, the line is 2 mark. Okay, this one no mark. Sometimes the correct line and correct. Sometimes it's correct line 1 mark, correctly drawn line 1 mark. And then this one is the another question. Sorry. Where was I? Okay, so 120, half of 120, you get so you get, this one is 8. Correct or not? 9 ah? What is it? Why you suddenly say 9? Why I thought it's 8? Let me see. 他画错了5哦5 6 7 8哦 这是 5 6 7 8 oh it's 9 sorry I thought it's 8 there sometimes you see this is the example of mistake student will do sometimes, so I just show some example for you guys to see. Is 9 and not 8, so make sure you draw properly and label properly. Yeah, so you get eventually the answer you get straight away is 9 lah. You know your answer is 9, okay, based on the graph. And then do some working lah, show some working 给他看一下啦agak-agak 现在做一个东西给他看啦因为这边除一半嘛120除一半咯if you don't want to write 120 divided by half, you write 120 times half lor, okay? It's the same lah, but if student usually do like this also, I give correct, okay? 100Q divided by 2, you get 60Q. This one also you get 1 point, so up to you lah but this looks better, but at least you draw something, then you get 1 point lah just draw something lah just do something with the working. Okay, 8.1, name the first person to discover X-ray. Okay, very good. The first one, the person that make error is Wilhelm. This one you need to memorize lah. Who knows objective they ask? Roentgen, is it? Something like that lah Radioactive radiation. So it will be Henry Becquerel. Gamma ray emission by radium. Okay, Mary and Perry Curie. Okay, the one that discovered gamma ray. We also know that gamma ray is the one of the most dangerous ray, more dangerous than X-ray. Okay, but it depends on what level that the person undergo. That's why we can see Mary and Perry Curie with their child, and we also know that Mary Curie died 67 because you do gamma ray gamma ray so dangerous, so because you do dangerous, then you die early because you do this experiment. That's why when we do experiment nowadays, they have the laboratory, they have the suit. They will wear something like the white color, like you go to the alien spaceship the thing to protect yourself from it. I think last time they don't have, they don't wear the suit. Actually, even you wear the suit also is dangerous. You don't wear, even worse. So they didn't wear. So okay lah. Yeah. What is the meaning of radioactivity? Okay, very good. Okay, so radioactive is a random spontaneous decay process of an unstable nucleus by emitting radioactive radiation. Okay, so that is the meaning. Moving on, question number 3A and 3B. Name 2 units of radioactivity. Yeah, very good. Okay, so 2 units of radioactive, so there will be Curie, Ci bracket, and Becquerel bracket BQ. Okay, and let's move on to number B. What is the quantity measured in radioactive unit? The rate of unstable nuclear decay, or the decay of unstable nucleus. Same lah the rate of unstable nuclear decay or the decay of unstable nuclei. So it's the same. So that's the rate. Means you want to count by how many it decay, how many the thing losing its mass and the thing emit out. So you want to count by that terms. Give 3 examples of radioactive element. So you can find the answer in page 234. The example: carbon 14, radium 222, thorium 234, uranium 238. Okay, so these are the example of the radioactive substance. But of course, there are still a lot of example. What is the meaning of half-life? Okay, so very good. So if you get the answer, half-life is what? At the page 235, we can see that half-life is the time taken for the number of decayed nuclei to be reduced to half of its original value. So this one is a straightforward question. Now this one you need to memorize lah. So in this chapter there are also a lot of definition that you need to remember, and also the calculation that you need to do. At first it might be difficult, but after you know, it's actually quite easy. Same like mathematics lah, when you first time you study also you think like very difficult, but after you do a few more practice, eventually you will think that it's easy. Okay, so this is the example of the question that I want to give. Graph of activity again radioactivity Q in sugar shown in diagram 8.9. Based on the result of the graph, what is the half-life of Q? So if you want to do, you can pause this video. So congratulations to those that got the answer. The answer will be 10 seconds because the half-life of AT will be 800, half-life is 400. So become half ma. So is 10 seconds. But of course we don't write the answer just 10 seconds. I just do some working lah. So maybe you just write half times 800 BQ equals to 400 BQ, something like that lah. You just do some working, and then maybe you can write 400 BQ time is 10 seconds. Okay, something like that lah. If you want to do the working 1, working 2. Okay, so I teach until here. Next video we are going to learn about 8.2 about atom and nucleus. Anything you can leave it in the comment below. So I see you again. Thank you and bye bye.